My friend and I are Muslims. Recently, we had a talk on the phone, and suddenly he said he's gotta go and will come back in an hour. I asked what was the matter because he sounded a little bit worried. He said that nothing happened and hung up. This situation repeated for several times, and I insisted on explanations. He said that he decided to read a 5-time prayer. I was surprised. Why didn't he want to talk about it? He admitted that he was afraid that I wouldn't understand his intentions right. This situation made me wondering, what was wrong with the world? Why are people of my age afraid of admitting their religious beliefs and practices they obey? Having analyzed the results of questionnaire I distributed, I understood that the majority of the audience does not know about the problem of Muslim discrimination in the world. However, some of the audience are aware of this problem and can even name the reasons. Today, my purpose is educational and persuasive at the same time. The problem of Muslim discrimination is important for all of us because the distortion of holy thoughts and beliefs is happening in the society we all live in. I have studied several articles written by people who cope with the problem of Islamophobia for a long time. They revealed to me several sides of this problem, and today I'm ready to share it with you. Today, I'm gonna talk about Islamophobia, which is actually the artificially created phenomenon. It was created by exaggeration of cultural differences between West and East. I'm gonna explain what the problem is because it's important for me as for Muslim. Then I will provide several possible solutions which will help to eliminate this intercultural hatred and misunderstanding. Islamophobia is the result of long-aged cultural clash rather than the recently appeared phenomenon. According to the article Islam and the West, Narrative of Conflict and Conflict Transformation, the confrontation between Christian West and Muslim East has its roots back into the time of Crusades, and it was even intensified by the event on September 2001. According to Ingrid Ramberg, the author of several books on Islamophobia, Islamophobia has become more visible recently, and it provides the excuse for the discrimination of Muslims in the society. She also claims that young people are the most vulnerable because they experience the problems with the socialization and receiving their education due to the discrimination based on their religious beliefs. According to Funk and Said, the social media have a great power. They are a really influencing tool to promote the discrimination and hatred between cultures among young people. The authors of articles and different posts on the web, they prefer to exaggerate the cultural differences, the uniqueness, the drastic differences between West and East. Therefore, they create the concept of self and other, while other usually taken for granted to be dangerous and savage. According to Ingrid Ramberg, the Islamophobia is the act of racism and violation of human rights. It adds the fuel to the fire of conflict and wars and helps it ignite. As long as Funk and Said state that security is no longer the private good of a particular state, but rather the result of intercultural dialogue and collaboration, this problem of discrimination of Muslims in the society on the West needs solution. And I'm gonna tell you about several of the possible solutions now. The intercultural hatred can be decreased if the world gets acquainted with the real Muslims rather than their distorted images. As Funk and Said states, the Islamophobia can be eliminated if the social media on the West stop exaggerating the cultural differences and stop accentuating the common values, the common features both cultures share. Among the common values, there are the respect for learning, the desire for peace and esteem for tolerance. However, Muslims should also contribute to the establishment of global peace by explaining their community's intentions. They are peaceful and good. According to Stephanie Lathion, the history professor in a College of Family Physicians in Canada, the Muslims need to be more open-minded and present their community as diverse, flexible, inclusive, and tolerant rather than an indivisible, threatening bloc. If at least these measures are taken and the conflict between cultures is a little bit decreased, the society can start writing a new story of peaceful coexistence. As I mentioned before, the global security is no more the privilege of one country. It is the result of intercultural engagement. So we all are responsible. The fear of Islam is based on prejudice and non-acceptance of diversity rather than on real evidences. This stereotype was used in politics and has resulted into mass discrimination of large group of people. Muslims are still the great part of Western population. However, they are still treated as others. As long as we all seek to achieve the ideals of democracy and state of law, East and West both, they should take steps towards the regulation of the conflict the whole future of society depends on. I don't want anybody in the future to be afraid of his or her religious beliefs like my friend was. I want the equal future, world of equal opportunities for everybody. And I also want all of you to stop laughing at pictures presenting any kind of prejudices or discrimination. I want you to stand for your rights and freedoms and start introduce changes. Thank you.